Hi guys. So we're just going to do a very quick video to catch people up on Darlie Routier's case, just to let people know who had not heard of her before or her case. I'll just give a really quick background of where I was at the time. I was living in a suburb of Dallas, and this happened in another suburb of Dallas, so probably around 30 to 40 minutes from me, maybe, if that. So it was all over my local news, and I heard about it daily. I heard about it a lot, actually. And you know, I was with the probably most of the population who thought, oh wow, this is terrible, and then it turned into thinking she's guilty, and this is really terrible. You know, a mother going from thinking it's an intruder to the mother killed her children. And then I just kind of dropped off of it. For many years, I just let it go because I thought she was guilty. You know, she was convicted and put on death row. But then, you know, I started seeing shows and things pop up over the years, and I would watch them, and there was always this question, you know, is she really guilty? She might be innocent. Maybe there really was an intruder. So my interest got back into it, and just not long ago, you know, I was asked by a friend, Gina, to contact Zellner and tweet her and email her just to ask her to take a look at Darlie's case, because, you know, like I said, she's on death row. She could be executed, and then we'll never know, you know, and it might be too late. And that's really not okay, especially when it looks like there's at least reasonable doubt. You know, there's a possibility that she is not guilty of killing her children. And, you know, to me, and, you know, I had a nice conversation with Eric Cozy earlier tonight. Same thing. None of us believe, you know, people should be executed when there is a possibility that they might not be guilty. So, you know, I emailed Zellner, and I tweeted her and asked her to take a look at it. And of course, she's probably too busy, but, you know, I did my little part, and I thought, well, you know, what else can I do? My friend Laura did a video with someone who I believe started out thinking that Darlie was innocent and then turned to believing that she's guilty. Really interesting stuff on that video, actually. But, you know, I still, like I said, I still lean towards there being more. There's just so much going both ways. It could go either way. There's a lot of myths out there, I guess, misinformation and things like that, that I think my goal, what I would like to do in this, is to try to help dispel some of those, or at least tell the other side of what I think might be going on. But, you know, here we go. Let's just get right into this overview here. And I get to play with OBS for the first time. So this is fun. So this is a short introduction to the case. On June 6, 1996, Darlie Routier, 26, and two of her children, Devin, 6, and Damon, 5, fell asleep downstairs in front of the TV in their living room. Sorry, Draven is saying hello. Upstairs, her husband Darren, 28, and their baby Drake, 7 months old, slept. At 2:31 a.m., Darlie called 911, reporting that she and her children had been stabbed by an unknown assailant. Both boys died. Darlie survived. And now there's a train. This is nice. Almost 3 o'clock in the morning, there's cats and trains interrupting my video. Who knew? Sorry. The police concluded that Darlie was the killer, and she was arrested 12 days after the murders. At trial, the prosecution set out its case. On the night of the murders, after the boys had fallen asleep, Darlie stabbed Devin and Damon with a knife from the kitchen. She then staged the scene in order to make it look as though there had been an intruder. which included cutting a garage window screen with a separate knife. The stage alleged that Darlie took a sock, which had smears of both boys' blood on it, ran it 75 yards down an alley, which is insane, dumped it next to a garage bin and drain. After returning to the house, Darlie went to the sink and self-inflicted her own wounds, which included cutting her throat within 2 millimeters of her carotid artery. She then finished staging the scene, smashed a wine glass, screamed to her husband, and called 911. When the first responders arrived, Devin was dead. Damon was still breathing but died before he got to the hospital. Darlie survived her injuries. Had the knife cut her carotid artery, she too would have died within minutes. The defense argued that Darlie was asleep on the couch when she and her boys were attacked by one or more intruders, pointing to unidentified fingerprints, 2 of which were in blood, and the unidentified hairs as evidence of Darlie's innocence. But the jury found her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt and sentenced her to die by lethal injection. To this day, Darlie maintains her innocence as she sits on death row in Texas. So there it is. Yeah, that's basically all there is to it. Like I said, that is a very, very short version. We're going to get more into details, and I think I'm probably just going to start off with some myths versus facts, and you know, somewhere in between I'm going to be digging into the documents and things like that, and maybe I'll come up with something else to share. But I think these myths versus facts, they share so much good information. I would love to share that with everyone, and you know, hopefully get some interest in this case, and maybe get some of these amazing people out there to help us dig into those documents and look and see if we can, you know, work some magic like we did with Making a Murder. You never know. You never know. I think she could use some help, and you know, I'm gonna do what I can, which, you know, is not a lot, but I'm gonna do what I can. And hi, Draven. Yeah, anyway, so that's it for the introduction, and I hope that people will come back and check out the other videos on this case that I'm going to put up probably within the next week or so. I'll probably be putting up a little here and there. And thanks for watching.